the month that is blessed. Ramadan is here, the month we love best, the month in which the Quran was sent, a time of great blessing in which to repent, fasting for
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Or you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those who came before you. And the purpose of fasting or Ramadan is to attain taqwa, and taqwa is the being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Taqwa is a natural state of mind that makes a man get very close to Allah through worshipping. And you know very well the month of Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and it's coming pretty soon. In some few days we're going to be starting this program, and so therefore we're going to be looking at some aspect that is very conventional, so to speak, that is not being mentioned all the time. And today, the health benefit that Ramadan actually gives mankind. Allah in His wisdom, He created you and I, and He knows exactly how our system works. So Ramadan is prescribed. Allah said, Kutiba alaykum as-siyam. He's the one that prescribed Ramadan for us so that we would get very close to Allah, so that our system will be realigned with the nature of which, by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mankind. Now, if we look at lost weight, losing weight is one of the biggest problems today in the world. The obesity have taken over many nations, many institutions, and so therefore scientists have specialized on doing research on how best to bring some kind of alleviating this weight or this burden on mankind. And Allah, not just apart from the spiritual aspect that the Islam or the Ramadan gives, it also give us a lot of health benefit. When we look at losing weight, the United States spend about $2 billion every year on losing weight. People have special trainers that come to their house and they charge them big money to lose weight. So losing weight has become part and parcel of the world that we live in today. Everybody wants to lose weight. Women want to lose weight. Men want to also lose weight. And so the industry of medical are making a lot of money. But Allah have given us this Ramadan, because in Ramadan you lose a lot of weight. You don't eat a lot. And so therefore you definitely have to lose a lot of weight. And that in itself, gives you a balance or some kind of equilibrium so that your life will be of use to you for the next 11 months that comes. Now, imagine if you don't eat all the time. Your system actually yearns for food to fuel, the energy that makes you, do things that otherwise you can't do. And so, therefore, during Ramadan, the fact that you don't eat that much, you lose a lot of weight. And most of the weight have been taken off because of constant prayers and bowing down. All your limb actually plays a major role during the month of Ramadan as you pray a lot, because the messenger said do as much prayers in the month of Ramadan. The movement of the salat that gives you up and down, turning around your neck, turning around to the left and right, also are means of losing weight and realigning the vertebrae at the back of your system. And that is one for you. And number two, if you look at the cholesterol level that has permeated or have engrossed mankind, we eat a lot of fatty foods, fried chicken, butter, meat that has been broiled or that has been fried, and all this kind of thing that we eat. We Burger King, hamburgers, and all these are fat food. And so people tend to put in a lot of weight in their body, and cholesterol have taken over their system. So recently, some medical scientists who specialize on the physiology of mankind have said to have been prescribing fasting to even the non-Muslim. These medical practitioners are not Muslim themselves, but they realize that the best way to lose fasting is to fast today and not to fast tomorrow. Fast today, every other day. In other words, doing that, they say within 2 months, definitely the acquired number that a person requires to lose that weight will come up because of the lower cholesterol. Because if you have a lot of cholesterol, Maybe you eat in the morning, in the afternoon you're supposed to be eating. Your system is used to the fact that you're going to eat lunch, but all of a sudden you don't eat lunch. And so therefore, the part of your system, the digestive system, begin to attack each other, siphoning or drying whatever fat that is inside of you. So by the time that you break your fast, the fat is gone, losing your cholesterol. That is very, very good. And then when we look at a lot of people today, due to the fact that they have obesity in their system, they tend to have diabetes. Diabetes is one of the major problems. It is actually, detrimental to our health. And the onset type of diabetes, we have type 1 and type 2. Both these things are very, very nasty kind of sicknesses, and people are spending a lot of money. In most cases, they don't have a remedy to make the effect or to cause it to reduce. So sometimes it goes up and down. You have high blood sugar or you have hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is the state whereby you lose a lot, your sugar becomes so low that it becomes so very dangerous to your health. So during the month of Ramadan, the blood sugar is constant, because we know in Ghana here, in Nigeria, in Africa, we have doctors saying that your sugar level should be between 5 to 6. The best maybe 4.5, which is very good. But in the western part of the world, especially the United States, it should be 85. The number should be 85 or 90. Some even said if it's 105, it's okay. But the best way to lose it is through fasting. And doctors, among them is Dr. MOHAMMED, who lives in Egypt. He selected about 15 non-Muslims and 15 Muslims to see if they could fast. They're going to be paid, but to fast and see. Before they fast, they check their sugar level, and after they break their fast, they check their sugar level. And once they're done doing that, it shows that their blood sugar is constant. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say at the end of that verse that I just quoted in Surah Al-Baqarah, wa antasumu khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. If you know the benefit of fasting, you will run to go and fast. This is Allah said. If you know the fast benefit that comes along with it, you will run to go and fast. And so really, fasting without any doubt. Dr. Bragg, I think one of the most, is very famous in terms of, making people to lose weight. And 95% of his diagnosis came from asking people to fast. And he said the type of fasting that the Muslims do is actually very, very important. We have different kind of fasting, but the one he chose to showcase, as a pilot project in his research is the mode of fasting that the Muslims do. And so really, people have lost a lot of weight in doing so. And so this is one of the health benefits that fasting brings about. Fasting is a self-induced surgery without actually applying the mechanism or cutting somebody, for him to be healed. So fasting in itself is a natural form of losing a lot of weight. It's a natural form of removing waste products that have been, deposited in your system for quite a long time. Imagine if you have a lot of detrimental system after different eating. You eat mango, you eat rice, you drink water, you eat hamburger. All these things comes in and it begins to cause a lot of blotting in your system. So once you fast, it actually brings it down to the level of no return, meaning all this deposit of toxic weight in your body, it goes away right quick during fasting. That's what Allah said. If you know the benefit of fasting, you will hurry, run to fasting. And then we also have our intestine. Our intestine and the liver. Let's talk about the liver. The liver does about 15 different functions. So in the month of Ramadan, the liver actually does only 2 functioning, meaning 13 different functioning that the liver does is actually reduced because you don't eat that much for the liver to go to work. So if there's a time that your liver will say to you, thank you so very much, that time will be the month of Ramadan because he's taking a break. And so fasting really have so many benefit for mankind, and medical science have said it. That's why in the Quran Allah said إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين ولتعلمن نبأه بعد حين. This Quran is for the whole of mankind. But as time goes on, O Muhammad, people will come to understand the implication, the Quranic truthfulness, meaning they will come to know that certain information that is in the Quran, cannot be made by any human being at the time that the Quran was revealed. So the Quran is coming to the surface. Intellectuals are glorifying the Quran. Some are even saying, where did Muhammad develop this kind of information? This information came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Lawhil Mahfuz, which is the fountainhead of all knowledges. And so therefore, it is about time that at least people should look into the Quran and actually decipher the Quranic application of scientific application. Once they do that, they would come to realize that really Islam and the Quran is for the whole of mankind. And Allah have mentioned the Quran that it is a shifa. وَالنَّزْلِ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We have not sent down the Quran except to be a healing and a mercy for mankind. A healing and a mercy for mankind. So the Quran is an embodiment of health attitude. The Quran is an embodiment of beauty. It is an embodiment of health. It is an embodiment of right state of mind. If you are fasting also, you don't eat that much all the time. Your level of thinking becomes so acute because you don't eat so much that you become sleepy. You want to get, you get tired because you eat so much. So anytime the fasting person is actually alert, giving him that leverage to become whatever he wants to become. Allah created you and He knows what is good for you. So He said, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسٌ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. He is Allah who created you and He knows your system, how it works. So He prescribed for you that which is good for you. Definitely, this is the series of the month of Ramadan. I implore all of you to get into Ramadan. I have some few friends that are even talking about eventually they will start fasting. Some even fast during the month of Ramadan, although they are not Muslim, because they realize the health benefit they get out of the month of Ramadan. So we have to encourage our brothers and sisters to do this pillar of Islam also that is very good for the whole of mankind. We're making dua for those of you who make this month of Ramadan to see it and to do it and to get the blessing and the mercy and the protection and for Allah to give us salvation. This is some of the information we feel to share for mankind. هذا وبالله التوفيق وآخر الدعوان الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
مرحبا يا رمضان مرحبا يا رمضان مرحبا مرحبا يا رمضان مرحبا يا رمضان مرحبا يا رمضان مرحبا مرحبا يا رمضان